How are you? Yisrael ve'orai b'kiddush u'barichu yechad. Yisrael ve'orai b'kiddush u'barichu chadu. Torah ora, Torah ora, hallelujah. 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 Yisrael, Yisrael, ve'oraita yecharu. Oh, Yisrael, Yisrael, v'kiddush u'barichu charu. Torah ora, Torah ora, hallelujah. 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 Welcome, Professor Dana York. Welcome, Joanne. Welcome, Sarah Lynn. Let me see who else I know. Torah ora, Torah ora, hallelujah. 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 I would say that was pretty awesome. Of course, I'm only kidding. How about I love this one. Another beautiful. This is a Carl Bach song. Rabbi Elias, was machst du? What's new?
Everything's new. Everything's new all the time. That's what it's all about. Look at Aurelia down there. She pays attention whenever you bring out the guitar. Aurelia is Reba's grandchild in Japan.
Well, of course. It's my little mini Taylor, my Taylor GS mini Koa. Ori Shama Be'are Yehuda Uvetu chutzot uvechutzot Yerushalayim Yishama Be'are Yehuda Uvechutzot Yerushalayim Kol zason vekol simcha Kol chatan vekol kala Kol chatan vekol simcha Kol chatan vekol kala One more time Kol zason vekol simcha Kol chatan vekol kala Kol zason vekol simcha Kol chatan vekol kala Sorry. A little wedding music for you all. I think, well, Rabbi Love, you want to do a tune?
Okay.
Okay. Rabbi Love is up. Oh, you got your auto, you got your original sound on?
It says original sound off.
No, it's got to be on.
Oh, all right, now it's on.
Now you're rocking.
Yevarechecha Hashem Tzion, Urei b'tuv Yerushalayim. Yevarechecha Hashem Tzion, Kol yemei chayecha. Urebanim levanecha, Shalom Yisrael. Urebanim levanecha, Shalom Yisrael. Urebanim levanecha, Shalom Yisrael. Urebanim levanecha, Shalom Yisrael. Yevrechecha Hashem Tzion, Urei b'tuv Yerushalayim. Yevrechecha Hashem Tzion, Kol yemei chayecha. Urebanim levanecha, Shalom Yisrael. Urebanim levanecha, Shalom Yisrael. Urebanim levanecha, Shalom Yisrael. Urebanim levanecha, Shalom Yisrael.
Let's hear it for Rabbi Love. Thank you so much. Any other Jewish people want to sing a song? Come on. If you're not Jewish, it's okay too. No? All right, then. Does anybody? At first hand gets it. Otherwise, I'm doing something. Okay, here's a song by not a Jew, but I love it. Well, wait a minute. Coleman, you got a song?
Oh, sorry, I'm on mute.
I thought if you're gonna do it, do it.
Okay,
Here, I'm gonna do this for you.
I'll do it after you. Sure.
Okay. I love this song. East of the sun and west of the moon, we're gonna build a dream house of love, dear. Near to the sun in the day, near to the moon at night. We'll live in a lovely way, dear. Living on love and pale moonlight, just you and I, forever and a day. Love will not die, we're gonna keep it away. Up above the stars we'll find a harmony of life to a lovely tune. East of the sun and west of the moon, dear. East of the sun and west of the moon, east of the sun, west of the moon. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. The tip jar is out, waiting for you. Now, Coleman's got a song. It has a song in his heart that he'd like to share with us.
Yes, and the tip that I'll give you today is don't eat yellow snow.
All right,
everyone. Okay, goes like this. Shabbat Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat. Let's hear it. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat. Okay, now I sing. Working so hard, I keep on wondering if there is a chance I will ever be through. Coming so far, but just as I'm finishing, it always seems like there's more work to do. I need a day to collect my thoughts, to spend some time with you. Here comes Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Good Shabbos to you, Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Come Friday Eve, the beggar and the billionaire will each have a feast that will last through the night. Who could believe that families everywhere are singing the songs by the same candlelight, taking the time to appreciate the wonderful things that you do. Here comes Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Good Shabbos to you, Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. When it gets dark on a Saturday, I feel so sad it goes away. I try to bring a little Shabbat in my Shavuot Tov. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Good Shabbos to you, Shabbos, Shabbos, Shabbos. Shabbat. Shalom.
Wow, let's hear it for Coleman.
That was awesome, Coleman.
That was great. Is that your tune?
Thank you, Jen.
Is that your lyric?
No, that's Sam Glazer.
Okay.
You heard of him before? The
Yes.
musician? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's actually it's a 4-part doo-wop. So
Gotcha. Who else? Who would like to sing a song? Nobody. All right, back to me. How about this one? Georgia, Georgia, whole day through. Ray Charles was Jewish, you know. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia on my mind. Georgia. Georgia, song of you comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pines. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in peaceful dreams, I see the road leads me back to you. Georgia, Georgia, no peace I find, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Oh, yeah.
Whew.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Simi, what are you eating? Popcorn? She looks like she's having she's enjoying the show.
blueberries,
Mar-
but I am enjoying the show.
You are enjoying. Okay. Mark and Barbara, what are you doing? You good? Everything's good? Debbie, look who's here. Your classmate is here. Welcome.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom. And Rabbi Ruthie. It's lovely. And Rabbi Shush. Rabbi Shush, you want to do a tune? Yeah, okay, you're up. You're up.
If I can unmute. There we go. Hi. Sure. So, Psalm 100, one of my favorites. Yivdu et Hashem b'simcha, Yivdu et Hashem b'simcha, O lefanav binana, lefanav binana. Yivdu et Hashem b'simcha, Yivdu et Hashem b'simcha, O lefanav binana, lefanav binana. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Yivdu et Hashem b'simcha, Yivdu et Hashem b'simcha, O lefanav binana, lefanav binana. Yivdu et Hashem b'simcha, Yivdu et Hashem b'simcha, O lefanav binana, lefanav binana. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la.
Have a hand for Rabbi Shush. Yay. Who's next? All right, then I've got a song that Rabbi Elias and I wrote the lyrics and I wrote the music on. It's called The Rabbi's Tzitzit. Are you familiar with those fringes? The Rabbi's Tzitzit, the Rabbi's Tzitzit are blowing in the wind, swinging in the wind. It's hard to miss it, you can't dismiss it. The Rabbi's Tzitzit are swinging in the wind. He's dancing to the wisdom of the ages in the pages of his holy books. When passion often rages through the ages, this is where his spirit looks. All that's above us, all that's below us, the tzitzit show us when they're swinging in the wind. He's dancing to the wisdom of the ages in the pages of his holy books. When passion often rages through the ages, this is where his spirit looks. The Rabbi's Tzitzit, the Rabbi's Tzitzit are blowing in the wind, swinging in the wind. Yes, they're blowing in the wind, swinging in the wind. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That is on my last album. You can listen to it on Spotify. You can listen to it on Amazon. You can listen to it on Apple. You can listen to it everywhere. It's the miracle of the modern ages. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Dana. All right, now I think Sarah, do you have a hand up? Were you going to do something? Sarah's going to do something for us.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Indeed.
Okay, this is from Song of Songs, a little medley.
A hand for Sarah. Can you believe all the talent in this room? Huh? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I see you on the socials. Welcome, everybody on the socials. Good to see you all. We have time for one or two more. Anyone else like to do a song? First hand gets it. Dana. Dana's got her hand up. What are you going to do, Dana?
I want to do a song for Sim Shalom congregation.
Okay.
It is very short. It's not my composition, though.
Okay.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. I want you to know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take the sunshine away. Shabbat Shalom.
That's great. You are my sun. That was great. My only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. I'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Dana, please don't take my sunshine away. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right, anyone else?
I've never seen the same Shalom tip jar overflow like this.
It's overflowing. Thank you, Jim. Hey, there's a Shira. Great to see you. All right. Well, it looks like we just have a minute or two. So, I'll offer a blessing that I usually do at the end of the service, but in case we don't get there. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Ve'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka
In your soul.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha Shalom. May the Lord bless and protect you and shine a holy light from up above. May the Lord never cease to grant you joy and peace, and may your hearts be overflowing with love. May the Lord never cease to grant you joy and peace. May your hearts be overflowing with love. Let Elon in. Let Rabbi Sharon in. Hayevarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. La 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 la. La 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 la. Mashiach, Mashiach, Mashiach. I'm sorry. Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our ordination Shabbat. It's a pleasure to have you all here. We have just another minute or two to tread water, but let me just say hello. Bim Bam. No, Bim Bam is the, we have a Bim Bam here? Oh, good. No, we'll do Bim Bam. Good one, Carol. Good call. Let me see. Yeah, Bim Bam. Bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Bim, bam. Bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bim. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Hi, Joanne. Who does Joanne belong to? Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. We're all gonna take that on the road, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody who heard singing, we're gonna rent an RV and we're gonna tour America because we're just what America needs, I believe, in my heart. All right, now that I have prepared myself. Wait a minute. Oh, I see. I'm looking at my picture. It says Carol Blaine, which is really a little disconcerting. There I am. There's another me here somewhere. I just want to make sure my tallit is on good. There we go. All right, so like I said, Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to open our Shabbat service with a little Hine Matov. Rabbi Love is going to. Let me just share this with you. Hold on a second. Share the screen. Here we go. This is our ordination Shabbat. And there we go. Rabbi Love, if you would please lead us in Hine Matov.
Hine Matov Umanayim Sheberachim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Umanayim Sheberachim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Sheberachim Gam Yachad. הנה מה טוב שבר אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבר אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבר אחים גם יחד.
Behold how beautiful it is for brothers and sisters and rabbis and their families and friends to join together online on Zoom. All right, moving right along. We'll do a little Nishmat Kol Chai. This is a Shabbat morning melody that I adapted. We join together in the English. Let the soul of everything alive bless your name, Adonai our God. And the spirit of all flesh glorify and exalt your name forever, O Sovereign. Transcending space and time, you alone are God. We have no sovereign besides you. Don't unmute, but repeat each phrase after me. Nishmat Kol Chai Tivarech et Shimcha Adonai Eloheinu V'ruach Kol Basar Tifaer Utromei Zichrecha Malkeinu Tamid Nishmat Kol Chai Tivarech et Shimcha Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Eloheinu. And now we move along to Yedid Nefesh, you who love my soul, compassion's gentle source. Before your glorious presence, humbly do I bow. And for this, we turn to our cantorial applicant, candidate. She's already way past applicant. She is the candidate this evening, Leslie Emery from glorious Winnipeg.
Thank you for having me here. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman Meshoch Avdecha Eretz Onecha Meshoch Avdecha Yadai dai 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 Retzonecha Yarutz Avdecha Kemo Ha'oya Yishtacha Velai dai dai Yadai dai 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 Elmo Adarech Ishtacha Velai dai dai Yada dai 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 Elmo Adarech Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman Meshoch Avdecha משך עבדך ידי די 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 אל רצונך ירוץ עבדך כמו אייל ישתחווה אלי די די ידה די 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 אל מול הדרך ישתחווה אלי די די ידה די 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 אל מול הדרך.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Leslie. Well
Thank
done.
you.
We move right along here. And and now I'd like to call upon Rabbi Elias to introduce our himself and our Sim Shalom rabbis. You know, I guess it's a little. I think it was in the fall. Actually, last summer we started. We came up with a team of rabbis that are all JSLI rabbis, and we have weeknight JSLI rabbis who are for Sim Shalom, and we have on Shabbat we have people that have taken the lead, and I can operate very comfortably in my position. So I turn this over to Rabbi Elias for a moment.
Thank you, Rabbi Steve. Welcome, everyone, on behalf of Rabbi Shush and Rabbi Sherry and all of the Sim Shalom rabbis. This is a very big, wonderful family. You can feel it in the atmosphere. You can tell that on one side you have JSLI and the group, the students that you have been together, and what you have created together is a very sacred, special thing. And you feel it when you're together, and we can witness it looking at you right now. And then at Sim Shalom, we also have the same thing. We have a family that we've developed across all kinds of lines in the Jewish world. We become one again. And that's really the history of our people. We become a family out of a group of just people. We become one. And each time we do that, we're really fulfilling our destiny. And so the fact that you are able to overcome everything you've overcome to be where you are right now, that you have said that you have not listened to those who've tried to gatekeep your destiny from you, and instead you have stepped into it and decided to be the teachers, the spiritual leaders that you were meant to be. And that we are here now, all of your friends, all of your family, your colleagues, to celebrate that moment in life is very, very special. It's very Jewish. And I hope you know that you are always, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, you're always welcome here at Sim Shalom. This is always going to be a welcoming place, a family for you. And I hope you do come back. It's just a bunch of love. That's what it all is. Anyway, that's all I got, Rabbi Blaine.
And that's all you need. Thank you very much. Well done. Rabbi Jackie, would you honor us and light the Shabbat candles? Let me just put the bracha up for you.
That's so nice of you.
Well, why not?
I'm going to light my candles here also, okay?
Even better.
My match works. Okay. So everyone, just take a deep breath and remember that it's perfectly great to let go of the whole week that we just came through. And we draw the light to ourselves. And take your time as you commune. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Eshkoyach. Thank you, Rabbi. For those of you who are here for the first time, we've adopted this song from Fiddler on the Roof to as our liturgy. May the Lord protect and defend you. May the Lord shield you from shame. May you come to be in Israel a shining name. May you be like Ruth and like Esther. May you be deserving of praise. Strengthen us, O Lord, and keep us from the stranger's ways. May God bless you and grant you long lives. May God make you good husbands and wives. May the Lord protect and defend you. May the Lord preserve you from pain. Favor us, O Lord, with happiness and peace. Oh, hear our Sabbath prayer. Amen. 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 Beautiful. Now we sing. Now we're going to sing from the Psalms. I'm going to do Sadiq Katamar. I tell this story. I'm going to reserve it for ordination nights. I used to work with a rabbi. I was cantorial soloist. I wasn't the cantor because they couldn't call me the cantor because I was the cantorial soloist. So he wanted me to sing this song, and I always disliked this melody. And, so I was fussy. It was 30 years ago or more, and I don't really. Why do we have to do that? But where I am now in my life, I think it's beautiful. Sadiq Katamar Yifrach Keres Balvanon Ishke Shetuli Veit Adonai B'chatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yenuvun B'Seva Shenim V'Rananim Iyu Lehagid Ki Ashar Adonai Suri V'lo Avlata Bo. I think you'll agree it's a beautiful melody. Rabbi Love, Yismachu Hashamayim.
Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz. Yismechu Hashamayim,
Hashamayim,
Yismechu השמיים,
השמיים,
ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. ירם הים, ירם הים, ירם הים, כולו. ירם הים, ירם הים, ירם הים, כולו. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ.
Shkoyach, Rabbi Love. Beautifully done. Let the heavens rejoice and the earth be glad. Adonai is coming to rule the world in niceness. Let's sing, what are we doing here? We're doing, Shalom Aleichem. Okay, ready? Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seidchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Rabbi Shush will lead us in Lecha Dodi.
דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד הוא שמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Shkoyach. All the way from Japan. I'm going to ask Rabbi Shari, can you believe she's in Japan, to lead us in the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Barak Leolam Vaed. All right.
I'm sorry. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
I just figured it was the 8,000 mile time lag. That's all.
It's the 8 o'clock in the morning thing. Sorry.
Okay. All right. And now, Rabbi Elias, would you lead us in the Ma'ariv Aravim?
I'd be happy to. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, whose word creates the mysterious time of dusk, filling the world with possibilities. In wisdom you open heaven's gates, and with understanding you change times and vary the seasons, and arrange the stars in the heavens according to your will. Creator of day and night and the trembling in between time, who spreads out light before darkness and darkness before light, who creates day and brings forth night, who separates day from night, who arrays the whole earth with glory, holy is your name. Blessed are you for the creations that happen every day. Together we can say in Hebrew at the bottom of the page, Baruch atah Adonai Ha'ma'ariv Aravim.
Amen. Amen. And now I would like to ask Rabbi Lee if she would lead us in the Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Excellent. Everybody, let's join together. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Rabbi Ruthie, can you unmute and lead us in the Ve'ahavta, please?
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol lebavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha v'chayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzabacha ayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam bam v'shiftecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech u'shokbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot ayadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uvtavtam amzuzot beitecha uvisharecha L'man tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim l'Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lechem l'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Yeshkoyach, Rabbi Ruthie. Rabbi Ilan, would you conclude with just the last couple of verses in English here, and then with the Hebrew?
Then you will remember and observe all my mitzvot and be holy before your God. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, am your God, who is truth. Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. And now, I'm sorry, Rabbi Love, Vishamru.
Vishameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berid olam b'nei Yisrael od hilei olam ki sheishen yamim asher Adonai et ha-Shamayim haaretz ubayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash ubayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash.
Shkoyach. Shkoyach. And now we move along, and Rabbi Bowden, you wanna lead us in the Chatzi Kaddish?
Sure. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemeh Rabbah Be'alma divrach Yerotev Yamlich Malchutei B'chayechon uvyomechon Uvchayed kol Beit Yisrael Bagala Bagala Uvisman Kari Ve'imoru Amen Yehi Shemei Rabbah Mevarach Le'lamul al me'almaya Yitbarach Ve'yishtabach Ve'yitpav Yitromam Ve'yishnasei Ve'yitadag Ve'yitalev Yitalal Shemed Kursha Erichu Ve'elamin kol bechata Ve'shirata Tush Vechata Ve'nechemata Damiran Be'alma Ve'imuru Amen.
Beautiful, beautiful, Rabbi. We continue with the Amidah. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Eternal God, open our lips that our mouths may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elokei Avoteinu v'Imotenu Elokei Abraham, Elokei Yitzchak v'Elokei Yaakov Elokei Sarah, Elokei Rivka, Elokei Rachel v'Elokei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני וחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע מוריד הטל מחלקל חיים בחסד מחיי המתים ברחמים רבים סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומחיים אמונתו לשני עפר מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol Yoshvei Tevel. Ve'imaru Amen. May the maker of peace in high places bring peace to us, to Jerusalem, to all places and strife around the world. And we join together and we say, Amen. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What an amazing night this is. This is our 21st. Some words are harder than others. 24th ordination Shabbat. And for those of you that might not know me, and I think there are a few of you here, my name is Rabbi Stephen Blaine. And on behalf of myself and our Sim Shalom's associate rabbis, Rabbi Elias and Rabbi Shush and Rabbi Shari, and all the rabbis that are here this evening, I'd like to welcome you. I am the founder of this online Jewish Universalist synagogue, Sim Shalom, and the dean of the Jewish Spiritual Leaders Institute. I'd like to welcome right now everybody here to our 24th rabbinical ordination Shabbat, and to our eight rabbinical candidates and one cantorial candidate who are all here this evening. I'd like to what am I going to do? I'm going to go back to the main. Let me get rid of this spotlight. All right. So everybody that you see in the blue squares, they're not square at all. These are round people, but they have a background. They're all uniform. So so that's where your eyes should go, because I'm going to announce their names, and then I'm going to ask each one to unmute and just tell everybody where you are and say hello to everybody. All right. So our first person is Coleman Reboy.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm Cantor Coleman Reboy.
Our first person is
I'm here. I'm on this one.
Oops, hold on. Okay. Let's go again.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My name is Cantor Coleman Reboy, and I am streaming from Providence, Rhode Island.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. And Jennifer?
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Jen Goldberg. I am currently in the Chicago area and moving to Spring Hill, Florida next week.
And she expects you all to be at her doorstep with cake and welcoming her to her new home. Thank you. Next is John.
Hello, everybody. I'm John at Simcha Hampel, and I'm with you from Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Thank you. Lisa?
Hi, I'm Lisa Glass-Kornstein. I live in Shelburne, Vermont, outside of Burlington. I'm originally from Bethel of Baltimore, and I'm happy to have, which is the spiritual home of my parents, and Rabbi Lee, who I'm very happy to have all here with us today. Thank you for being here.
Excellent. Thank you. Michelle. Can you unmute, Michelle? There you go.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm Michelle Yennis, and I'm from Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
Excellent.
Shabbat
Thank
Shalom,
you.
everyone.
Okay. And now Sarah.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Sarah Goodman, and I'm from Chicago, but I am now in Pocatello, Idaho.
I love that name. Don't you all love that name, Pocatello? That's great. And Sima?
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Sima Oster, and I'm in Aspen, Colorado.
Not bad, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, pretty good. Yaela?
Hi, Shabbat Shalom. My name is Yaela Rosenfeld, and saying hi from Los Angeles, California.
Where it's 3 hours earlier than it is for most of us. So we give you a bigger hug because you're really dedicated. Thank you very much. And of course, Leslie, our cantorial candidate.
Hello, I'm Leslie Emery, and I am also in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, in the middle of the country. And it's an honor to be here with you all this evening. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And now, just to one more time to show you, Rabbi Elias, put up your hand. Okay. Rabbi Shush. Okay. And Rabbi Shari, where are you? There she is, always on the beach. And okay. And now, there are 2 rabbis in addition to myself who are on our bet din. One of the rabbis was challenged this evening. He'll be in tomorrow. But the other one is no other than Rabbi Billy. Would you introduce yourself, Rabbi Billy?
Hi, good evening, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Billy Love from Philadelphia.
Great. So when Rabbi Mas is present with us tomorrow, I'll give you his background. He's got a very wonderful background. And he actually, believe it or not, I don't know if you're going to believe it or not, he's the rabbi in Winnipeg where our cantorial candidate is also from, and she works with him. So we believe in nepotism here at JSLI. We're very strong on that. But he'll tell you about that tomorrow. And now let me tell you a little bit about Rabbi Love. As he said, he hails from Philadelphia. He was ordained by JSLI in 2014. He's got a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and a Juris Doctor's degree in law. From 1997 until his recent retirement in 2020, that's in quotes, by the way, that retirement, he's working harder than ever. Rabbi Love served as the chief hearing master of Philadelphia's Emergency Domestic Violence Court Unit, where he presided over more than 15,000 cases during his career. Since retiring, he continues to preside in the court twice a week as the senior hearing officer. Also in February 2023, the president judge of the municipal court appointed him as an emergency arraignment court magistrate, where he reviews and approves or rejects applications for criminal search warrants and arrest warrants, and arraigns and sets bail on criminal defendants. Since 1992, Rabbi Love has taught at the Community College of Philadelphia, where he is a tenured professor of criminal justice, and he recently completed a 5-year tour of duty as the Social Science Department chair. Since 2016, he also serves as the director of the Fox Rothschild Center for Law and Society at the college. Earlier in his career, he taught for 9 years at the Gratz College Jewish Community High School. And finally, if that's not enough, he is thrilled to report that in April 2023, Rabbi Billy Love, who never thought about or aspired to lead a congregation, has joined the rest of us, Schmendricks, and become the rabbi to the Jewish community of Meadowwood Senior Living in Lansdale, PA. Let's have a hug. Let's have an applause for Rabbi Love. Yes, indeed. All right. All right. In our Torah portion this week, Shalach Lecha instructs Moses to literally Shalach Lecha, to send men to scout the land of Canaan. And this was the land that was to belong to them, the land that we now call Eretz Yisrael. And 40 days later, they return, and 10 of the spies warn that the inhabitants of the land are giants and warriors more powerful than we are. And we look like grasshoppers to ourselves, and so we must have looked to them. Only Kalev, a gentleman by the name of Kalev, and Yehoshua, you've heard of him, Joshua, insist that the land can be conquered, as God has commanded. The lack of trust and faith is, of course, the principal theme of this portion, and I'll share more with you tomorrow night at the ordination on that. But right now, I'd like to invite Rabbi Love to share drash with you on this portion. Rabbi Love will share his take and illuminate us on what this all means. So, Rabbi Love, would you kindly illuminate us?
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. So it's always good to bring a backup since Rabbi Blaine just gave my whole Devar Torah. Just kidding. But here's my backup. So when I was younger, I cut school a lot, and I cut Hebrew school a lot, and I probably missed the day when they taught us about this. But before I get into the meat and potatoes of my Devar Torah, I want to talk a little bit about food, and I want to go to will be chapter 15, lines 17 through 20, and I learned something very important this week. Now, most of you probably already know this, and if you do, just humor me, okay? But if you don't, maybe you'll learn something tonight as well from this. So in line 17 through 20, it says, "The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and you shall say to them when you arrive in the land to which I'm bringing you, and you shall eat from the bread of the land, you shall set aside a gift for the Lord." Now, in line 20, it says, "The first portion of your dough, you shall separate a loaf for a gift." In Hebrew, that's Reshit Arisotechem Challah. Remember, Challah. Tarimu, Hatruma, Kitrumat, Gorein, Kain, Turuma, Otah. But remember the word Challah. So the word Challah actually means to separate from the loaf of bread. That basically the Israelites were commanded that when they baked their bread, they were supposed to take a piece of the bread, break it off, and use it as an offering to the priests. So the word challah eventually in the 13th or 14th century ended up becoming adopted to mean challah, like the challah that we eat. So we have challah and challah. Even on boxes of matzah and on the challah, there's a couple words that say challah is taken. I never knew that before. But when I did my research last night and I read about this, I ran out to the supermarket real quick to buy a challah and some matzah, and lo and behold, it actually says on the package, challah is taken. So basically we have the act of challah, which is the actual breaking, and then the challah itself, a lot of generations later, thousands of years later, that become the challah bread that we eat. If you knew all this, just humor me. But I thought it was very interesting. Okay. So this week's Parsha, Shalach Lecha, is a story packed with lots of valuable information, drama, and important lessons. This is not a happy Parsha, mainly because God is not happy. In fact, God is not happy at all. In fact, I'm not so sure that he is any angrier with our people in any other Parsha in the Torah. He makes no bones about it. And in this Parsha, there's a lot of talk about death and killing, and a lot of actual death and killing. So what's going on here is a year or so had gone by since the Israelites escaped from Egypt. And while still in the wilderness, they were very close to the border of the Promised Land. Now, God either ordered Moses or God allowed Moses, depending on the commentary, to select a group of 12 leaders, each one representing one of the 12 tribes, and to send them on a mission of scouting, or some would say spying, out the Promised Land. Some of their tasks were to scope out the quality of the soil, to determine if the land was clear or wooded, to bring back some fruit of the land, and to get a feel for the strength or weakness of the people living there in case of a war with the Israelites. After 40 days of investigating this land and its people, the group returned back to the Israelite encampment, reporting that the land was fertile and brought back huge quantities of grapes, figs, and pomegranates back. The Israelites quickly convened to hear the scouts give their report, and this is when things started getting really bad for the Israelites. 10 out of the 12 scouts gave a terribly demoralizing report. Actually, they started out on a positive note, describing the natural bounty of the land, but then exclaimed that the people who lived there were much too large and mighty to confront, and that these giant people would carry away their wives and children. The 10 scouts, as Rabbi Blaine said, actually described themselves as grasshoppers who would be crushed by the inhabitants of the land if they were to mount an offensive attack. Only 2 of the scouts, Joshua and Caleb, stood out and dissented, claiming that while the inhabitants might have been fierce, they urged the Israelites that God would ensure their successful conquest of this land and that it was not a good idea to rebel against God. However, the majority of the Israelites panicked over the 10 scouts' report, and they began a revolt against Moses, Aaron, and even threatened to stone Joshua and Caleb. The Israelites were saying things like, quote, "If we're going to die, why didn't God cause us to die in Egypt or in the desert? Or why did God bring us into this so-called promised land just to die?" Some suggested that they actually go back to Egypt and replace Moses with a new leader for the journey back. Well, it got to a point where God had enough of the whining and the complaining. And God responded to the Israelites' collective lack of trust by threatening to abandon them. But Moses convinced God that if he abandoned them and if they returned to Egypt, the Egyptians would view God as a powerless God who could not deliver his people to the promised land. With this, God decided not to abandon the Israelites, but to create a severe punishment on them. Basically, he said that he was tired of the constant muttering of the Israelites against him, that the Israelites would wander around the desert for 40 years. By the way, the 40 years represented 1 year for each of the 40 days that the scouts were in Canaan. And that those over the age of 20 years at the time of the mission, including Moses, would die prior to entering the promised land. An exception was made for Joshua and Caleb, who did live to enter the promised land. I think you would agree that this was a pretty harsh punishment for the Israelites. But wait, God wasn't done with us. He sent the Israelites a very strong message. You see, towards the end of the Parsha, out of nowhere comes a very interesting story. And the story goes like this. Once when the Israelites were in the wilderness, they came across a man gathering wood, which was a form of working on the Sabbath day. He was arrested and brought before Moses. He was charged with violating God's commandment to observe the Sabbath and to keep it holy. Nobody knew what to do with him until God commanded Moses to have him taken outside of the camp and to be stoned to death. After that, God sent perhaps one of the strongest, if not the strongest, messages ever to the Israelites. And that message appears in chapter 15, lines 37 through 41 of Shalach L'cha, and it is actually the 3rd biblical paragraph of the Shema, which is traditionally said twice a day, every day of the week. And that is the paragraph that starts with and that is the paragraph that we read towards the end of the Shema that talks about the tzitzit and to have them and to wrap them and to bind them. But I'll admit to you, when I go to shul, when I pray, I read the words, whether it's in English or Hebrew, but the words never really sat in like they did this week when I read the Parsha, because this is a really, really strong message that God sent after the strong messages that he sent earlier. Because the words are, and please bear with me, I'll read them fast. We read them all the time. But listen to them in the context of this Parsha. The Lord said to Moses as follows, "Speak to the Israelite people and instruct them to make for themselves fringes on the corners of their garments throughout the ages." So they're referring to the tzitzit. "Let them attach a cord of blue to the fringe at the corner. That shall be your fringe. Look at it and recall all the commandments of the Lord and observe them, so that you do not follow your heart and eyes in your lustful urge. Thus you shall be reminded to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I, the Lord your God," period. And that ended the Parsha. That was it. He sent a message, and he sent a very, very strong message, I think, in this Parsha. Well, let's go back to the Shema prayer just for 1 minute. I want to leave you with a short story. There was a man out for a walk in the woods, and he came across a bear. Frightened for his life, he ran so fast to escape that he found a cave to hide in. He was horrified to find that the bear followed him into the cave, trapping him. The man closed his eyes and recited the Shema Yisrael in anticipation of his final moments. When he finished the prayer, he opened his eyes and was quite surprised to see the bear in front of him with his eyes closed, also praying. The man thought to himself, how lucky am I to be cornered by what must be the only Jewish bear. He's a fellow Jew. We're like family. I'm safe. He then listens more carefully to the bear's prayer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom.
All right. And on that note, ba-dum-bum. Thank you, Rabbi Love. It's always a pleasure to have you here and to be a part of our community and share your words of inspiration. And thank you so much. And now, before we're going to begin to conclude, but before we do that, I have a little meditation I'd like to share with you, and it's from one of my mentors, Rabbi Joseph Gelberman, Zichron Livracha. Rabbi Gelberman was a contemporary of the founder of Aleph, Rav Zalman Schachter Shalomi. He was the founder of Jewish Renewal. Not Rabbi Gelberman, but I'm saying they were contemporaries. Both rabbis were on a similar path, you see. They were both engaged in spiritual enlightenment and were progressive for their time, way progressive, in their thoughts and teachings, particularly around the Kabbalah and the interfaith. It's from Rabbi Gelberman's inspiration that the seeds of JSLI were planted. Rabbi Gelberman was known for his wisdom and his humor despite a challenging life. He experienced religious persecution as a child in Hungary, and then again as a young rabbi, when his wife and his young daughter were taken to Auschwitz by the Nazis, never to be seen again. Rabbi Gelberman's greatest gift to the Jewish world and to all of you, students, was that he was early to embrace the idea that although religions are different, the intention is always the same. And what's the intention? To draw closer to God. He liked to illustrate his interfaith philosophy this way. He had simple metaphors. He would say, imagine driving down Highway 95, and instead of a Jesus-themed billboard, and we've all seen those, this one features the names of all religions. On top of all the religions is a big G, meaning, of course, God. And when you look at it, you realize that we all come from the same source, the same place. So, ladies and gentlemen, he would say, let's inspire each other to be the best that we can be. Believe me, Rabbi Gelberman was ahead of his time in many, many ways. And I also want to mention that it was through Rabbi Gelberman that I met a dear friend and colleague of mine, Rabbi Monty Sugarman, who was one of our 3 Bet Din rabbis for 18 of our 23 ordination ceremonies. He passed away October 2021, and I've promised that to always acknowledge his friendship and kindness. He was so instrumental in growing this community. So I want to say Zichron Livracha. His memory is a blessing. And now I'd like to take you all on a Rabbi Gelberman meditation. It's brief, don't worry. So I'd like you to close your eyes and hold out your hands at your sides with your palms up. And on those palms, I'd like you to feel little drops, 3 little drops of heavenly water. 1, 2, 3. Now with that water, I'd like you to take your hands and bring it to your forehead and use it. Use that water to wash away all your negative thoughts, all your fears and doubts, all your judgments. Now take that water and touch your eyes with it and wash away all the blinders and all the blurriness that keep you from seeing your fellow human beings exactly as they are in God's image. They're your brothers and your sisters. Now bring that water to your ears and use it to clear your ears so that you may hear cries for help and cries for support, and that you may only hear truth. Now bring your hands and the water to your mouth so that you may only speak of truth and love and kindness and compassion. And now if you really were standing, I would ask you to spread that water over your whole body. Clean away all the negativity that you've built up so that you can begin fresh and cleansed and pure in God's eyes. Now, before you open your eyes, if they're open, close them for a second. I want to conclude as Rabbi Gelberman would. He would say, "Are you ready? Are you ready to serve the Lord?" And we would respond, "I am ready. I am ready. Ani mukhan to serve the Lord. I am ready. I am ready. I am ready to serve the Lord. I am ready. I am ready. I am ready to serve the Lord." Okay, now you can come back. Come back to earth, ladies and gentlemen. And he was something, that Rabbi Gelberman. Yeah. All right. So now we've come to the part where we're going to do a Misha Berach for those who are ill. And I believe I've assigned. Who have I assigned to the Misha Berach? Is that? Did I assign it? I guess I didn't. All right. So Rabbi Elias, would you collect names and do that for us?
I'd be happy to. If everyone would like to write the names of those that we're willing to in the chat here on Zoom, I will read their names and then Rabbi Blaine will lead us in. We're sending healing energy to Donna Bach Yadwiga, to Olivia, Anastasia, and Evan, the Ukrainian people, especially their children, to Granny Franny, thank you, Robert, to Kosher Biker, Rabbi Marie, George G, Barbara G, Louisa, Cousin Evan, and Renee, to Erica, L&D, and all other cancer patients, Lisa Magnana, to Miriam Bat Moshe, Tzvi, Elisheva, all Sim Shalomers in need of refuah shlema, to Joanna, Yvonne, Caitlin, Tom, and Chloe, Nancy Weiss, Mark Feldstein, Drila Bat Avraham Yitzhak Vesara Pesia, Zvi Ben Balya, Monica, to Claudia, Curtis, Zoe, and Denny, to Dave, John, Deb, Annie, and Joe, Jacob, Mayer, Carl, Tara, Hildebrandt, Reb Tomba, Aliyah Leah Batsara, Sarle Batsara, Rachel Batsusi, Joby Alvarez, Jennifer Mary Cooper, Shimon Ben, Lomo David, Bill Yoko Porter, Daryl Bobs, and Jared. To Andy, Granny Franny, Alan Tracy, All Seem Shalom, Sephora, and Brady's dad. To Marsha bat Susanna, Bill ben Ann, Rivka ben Svia, Bea bat Etta, Ginny bat Juana, to Peggy, to Howard Gruber, Don Allnut, and Nelson Raspaldo. And over on Facebook, we're wishing healing energy to all Sim Shalomers, all in need of refuah shlema, everyone suffering from the disease of addiction and those struggling with recovery, to Marlene bat Chaya, Alexandra bat Aurora, David Lombroso, Adi, Aaron, Harav, Ze'ev Moshe Tzvi, Ben Yonatan Halevi, Vedina, Leah, Rivka. And from Ellen Rose to all those suffering physically and emotionally and spiritually around the world. Back to you, Rabbi Blank.
We on the socials we have Georgette, Granny, Franny, Daniel, Zloris, Eric, all who need any type of healing, all Sim Shalomers in need of healing, Andy, Brady's dad, Al and his wife, Valerie, Aaron, Maddie, Trey, Malcolm, Rose, Mayo, Izumi, Moxie, Max, Fenway, Albert, and all our loving pets. I don't know what's going on with Bob. I haven't heard from him, but might as well include him. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. May they all be blessed with refuah shalema, complete healing. And now we begin to conclude with everybody's favorite song. Ein keloheinu, ein kadonenu, ein kemalkeinu, ein kamoshienu, non como nuestro Dio, non como nuestro Señor, non como nuestro Rey, non como nuestro Salvador. Mi Eloheinu, mi Adonenu, mi Malkeinu, mi Moshienu, quien como nuestro Dios, quien como nuestro Señor, quien como nuestro Rey, quien como nuestro Salvador. No del Eloheinu, no del Adonenu, no del Malkeinu, no del Moshienu, lo haremos nuestro Dios, lo haremos nuestro Señor, lo haremos nuestro Rey, lo haremos nuestro Salvador. Whoops. Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, bendicho nuestro Dios, bendicho nuestro Señor, bendicho nuestro Rey, bendicho nuestro Salvador. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu, tú el nuestro Dios, tú el nuestro Señor, tú el nuestro Rey, tú el nuestro Salvador. Aleinu leshabeach l'Adon hakol, natein gidula leyotzeh bereshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo zamanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'goraleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu kore'im ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה Adonai echad, Ushemo, Ushemo, Ushemo echad. We join together for the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. B'alma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehei shemei Rabbah mavorach li'alam ul'olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudisha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran b'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim tovim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the conclusion of our service. I want to, before we go, if Rabbi Love would get ready to make Kiddush, that would be great. We have some announcements, and here's the announcements. They're very simple. Tomorrow morning, you are all invited via the streams, if you'd like to, on Facebook or on YouTube, to join us for our Shabbat morning service, where everyone, all of our I'm looking at my mother, just entered the room. Just seeing her name. Where have you been, Mom? All right. Okay. Tomorrow, all of our rabbinic candidates and our cantorial applicants will be leading the service. So it's a lot of fun, and they get a chance to show their stuff and their laning from the Torah and everything. So tomorrow that will be at 9 a.m., right? 9:30 a.m. That was for Yaela, because she didn't want to get up at 6. So we got it. We gave her a half hour to 6:30 because we are kind and we're always thinking about her. So so Shabbat morning here on the East Coast will be at 9:30. And then tomorrow evening at 7 p.m., we will have our rabbinic ordination and cantorial ordination ceremony, which is always fun, and you get to see them. So the same place as the streamed services on Facebook and on YouTube. All right. Now, any questions from the floor? You all good? Any comments? All right, so rabbinic and cantorial students, why don't you just stay with us after everybody leaves, and we'll just see what people want to do. All right? What else? All right, Rabbi Love, you're going to make Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kadsho b'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikrei kodesh zecher l'siyat Mitzrayim ki banu b'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim B'Shabbat kadshecha b'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai melech haolam she'akol niyeh b'dvaro. Apple, romaine, cucumber, celery, spinach, kale, parsley, ginger, and lemon, in case you were interested. Anybody have anything really beautiful you want to share this week with the community? Not you, rabbis, almost rabbis.
I want to wish everybody, every father, a happy Father's Day. Sunday is Father's Day.
That's right. That's right. I should have mentioned. Thank you, Ellen.
You're welcome.
I keep kind of I know it is, but I keep forgetting. And I have a wedding on Sunday. It's going to be fascinating but fun to do a Father's Day wedding. Anyone else have anything they want to share? Any good simchas or no? All right. Well, then, if that's the case, ladies and gentlemen, I want to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. You can all leave, except the rabbis to be and the cantor to be, because we'll just talk. So everybody, please leave. Have a great week.
Stephen was very happy.
Shabbat Shalom.
God bless
Toda
you.
rabah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov, everybody.
Thank you. Thank
you.
Mazel Tov. Shabbat Shalom.
Hi, Rabbi Mackenzie.
Thank you
Shabbat
for your
Shalom.
uplifting service. Thank you.
Thank you. It was wonderful. Yeah. Hi, Steve. Hey, John. How are you? Yuko's in Tokyo. That's right.
Yes, I'm here. Good morning. No, good evening.
Good morning, Yuko.
How are you? Thank you.
Good to
Thank
see
you.
you.
For letting me join.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Have a great week. We'll see you.
Thank you.
All right. Mom, I'm kicking you out. Nothing personal. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It looks like Michelle has a portal or something.
I don't even know how she did that. How did you
how
do
she did
that?
that too.
I mean, it's fascinating. How did you do that?
She went from not knowing how to do it to doing something super cool. I don't get it.
I even asked Carol. I said, "Where's Michelle?" And then she shows up in the circle. All right. Well, there you go. Anyway, so any thoughts, any comments before? Because we don't have an agenda per se for now. But
It was a really nice
well,
service.
Yes, I think it was a beautiful service tonight.
Yeah, it was.
It was lovely.
It was fun. It was fun to have you all, and I think I know that the rest of the community, it was nice to see all the other rabbis come out to support you.
That's nice.
You know, I hope you'll consider in the future to come back occasionally,
of course,
and and spend a little time with us, because we love to see you. You know, and it's a great way to keep connections up. I mean, I know you're working and whatever, but it'd be nice if you came back. All right. Well, so I guess we'll just sign off. Is that okay with everybody?
I just want to say that it will be 7:30 in the morning for me when we start services.
Oh, that's better.
Me
That's better.
too.
So I guess you're saying thank you. Is that what you're saying?
Sarah, 6:30 a.m. over there. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
God. Okay. That's
That
really
is
nice.
early.
Rabbi Blaine, is that the version of In Kelohenu, the Ladino version tonight, the one that I'm doing tomorrow also?
Oh, you don't have to do any of the melodies you heard. You can do anything you want. You can do
Okay,
Ein Kelohenu, Ein Kal- that's
I
fine.
love that
Still a
version. Where is that from?
Yeah.
You know where I got that? That's BJ.
Yeah.
Because,
Really?
because their cantor is South American, and that's yeah, and then
Ladino.
everybody sings that melody there. It's like, yeah, everybody knows that they can go get a piece of cake after that.
Tonight you translated a lot of the prayers. Do you expect that we do the Hebrew and the English for all the prayers that we're doing tomorrow?
No,
Okay.
I expect if you're in the moment and you're with the community, that you do what you feel, that don't do anything out of an obligation. Just do it because you feel like you're starting something in Hebrew, and you really don't need to do the whole thing in Hebrew if that's your choice. but you want to explain what this piece of liturgy means. So you might say, and now we join together in the English. I mean, this was really meant for you. It was an aspirational service. It wasn't meant to be a rote service or a required service. It was meant for you to feel it. So I don't know if it's too late for that, but but there you are. Yes.
Yeah, Rabbi, I just wanted to bring a question to the group, if people just have a minute. But there was a very, very lively conversation where I'm at, and with some colleagues and friends about what to be called. And I wanted to see if you had your 2 cents for all of us. But my partners at Dernista, where I'm at, who are 2 male rabbis, basically are saying that for them, it's very upsetting and degrading that female rabbis are being called rabbi and first name instead of last name. And that I should go by, so basically if the most female rabbis would be Rabbi Susan, Rabbi Tali, and then, the male rabbi will be Rabbi Rosenfeld. I told them that the last time I was called Rosenfeld was in the army, so that's kind of like weird. But then another friend of mine who's the first, who's rabbi that was ordained as the first class of JTS to ordain female rabbis, said that she was going by her last name as a rebellion because it was assumed that all female rabbis should go by first name. And I was just wondering if there's any feelings about it in the group or any 2 cents, or if anybody.
Well, I have a thought, but let's listen to what the group thinks. I'm really curious.
All the rabbis I've worked with, male rabbis and female, all went by like Rabbi Bruce, Rabbi whatever, just because it's like, especially when we're working with kids, because it's approachable. And honestly, like, I have never been Mrs. Goodman because that's my mom. Like, to me, it's more of a, like, everybody it's more personable. People walk over to me and say, "Hey, Sarah, what's up?" And then it's Rabbi Sarah, and it just makes it a more, I don't know. That's for me. I would never. I mean, other clergy, especially Christian clergy, will probably at some point call me Rabbi Goodman, right? Just because that's what they're used to. But within my congregation, I prefer Rabbi Sarah.
Similarly, I've also known male rabbis to go by, Rabbi Bob, for example. I did tell them, they asked for the directory and things like that, and I said Rabbi Jen. A similar reason, like, I feel like it's more approachable.
I've heard, I was given the title of cantor by my congregation. And so when people don't use it, women often comment on that to me as well. But most importantly, I think that as a rabbi, you need to feel like yourself as well as a rabbi. And so that's how you choose to be referred to, has to fit you in your skin. Do you know what I mean? And so for me, cantor Leslie feels like me, right? And so that's what I'll be called as a cantor, hopefully, and hopefully you'll find a name that feels right for you, and for other people, that's them,
Yeah, Lisa, what's your thought?
I've never noticed it or thought about it as a gender issue. It's kind of interesting. I've never thought of it that way. I have in a couple capacities found in a lay leadership role that rabbis just not getting as much respect as they deserve. And so I call, like, the rabbi of our synagogue, or the incoming rabbi, by his last name, Rabbi Filmus, even though others call him Rabbi Aaron.